O se oni god Galeele jacket o ko hi we blevin sta waton Jalagigante no le da waton. He originally Melvina Shop Pouch do don't go ahead and say hello to everybody.
Se oni god Melvina Shop Pouch da padon. I'm your District 10 council member.
All right, so we're really fortunate today to have Miss Melvina back with us. You might remember her from Cherokee 1. This is Cherokee 3. Kohig talsko kalko gine jalagia de lo koste kele. Today is our 27th Cherokee lesson, and Miss Melvina is here. She and I are from the same area. I grew up knowing her all my life. She worked with my mom for years and years. They were in the same office, and so just really fortunate to have her take time out of her busy schedule to come and help you guys as learners, and to help me as a learner as well. So wadon.
Oh wow.
So come. Let's go ahead and we will get started. So, we'll talk about it. I forgot to change it on my paper or on my presentation, but we will talk about it. So our reading practice today, again, as you at home know, we are working our way through this children's nursery rhyme from Europe, Who Killed Cock Robin. It's really, really long. Of course, we really like it because it's got some great vocabulary in it. And so on the way up here, I was talking with Melvina about it and stuff. And so she has a different way of saying some of the words, and so we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to talk about, like how she would say some of these things, and if at any point as we're going through here, if if there's a different way that you would say it, I feel like that would be very helpful. Go ahead and say, well, hey, this is how I would do it. Because, of course, as we know, if you put 5 speakers in a room and give them one sentence, they're going to come up with probably 7 different ways to say it. So, but that just goes to show how rich and alive our language still is, because we still have all these different ways to say the exact same thing, and it still makes sense. Everyone understands. But different communities and even different families in the same community sometimes will have different ways of saying things. So this first one, says ga go, ji squo go. And then for Miss Peggy, she used the word utlan. Ga go ji squo go utlan, who killed the robin. Now you, on the way here, you were saying that you would say ulu.
Galug.
Galug. So ga go ji squo go galug. Okay. Ya udane ji squayan. Me said the sparrow. Gal jati ale gatlid octana. With my bow and arrow. Now, do you know how would you say bow and arrow here?
Galchat.
Galcha and gatlid. Same thing. Octana. What does octana mean to you?
I used it.
I used it.
I used it. Or if you said gandin, you mean?
Gandin, yeah.
Yeah, I'm using it or used.
It's used for that.
For that, yeah.
Okay. So could you also say galchat le gatlid gandin?
Gandin, yeah.
Would that mean?
I'm using, yeah.
Okay. Or you can say octana. Either way.
Octana is the past tense.
Past tense. I used it. I used it for that.
Gandin means I'm using it now.
Okay. Okay. Good deal. And then G squogo And then here it's Ji Squogo, Ji Lun, and you would say Ji Luke. Ji Luke.
Ji Luke.
Ji Luke. And we were kind of laughing about that because you have to be really careful how you say Ji Luke. Ji Luke, of course, means I killed it. But if you say Ji Luke, that's I came, or I'm here.
Ji Luke.
Like I'm here.
I arrived.
I'm arrived. Yeah. They're like I'm here, right? Ji Luke.
Ji Luke.
So can you say I killed him?
You said Ji Luke.
Ji Luke. And I arrived?
Ji Luke.
Ji Luke. Okay. So you can hear the difference there, hopefully. All right. The next one says Ga go u go ha u yo hu sa. Who saw him die? How would you say that? Who saw him die?
Ga go what Galihoga.
Galihoga. Okay. And we talked about that as well. Uyo husa. For a lot of people, that's more for humans, right?
Yeah.
And uliwog or galiwog is
a thing or
like
something.
like an animal
a
or
bug.
Yeah, something like that. And so we talked about that. And so you would say, can you say that? Who saw him die again?
Ga go what Galihoga.
Okay. Go what galihoga. Ya udane tunk. Tunk is a housefly, right? Fly. DG told Dr. I used my eyes. DG told.
I did told Dr.
Dr. I used my eyes. Jigoha uyo husa, and then of course you would say
Ulihoja.
Ulihoja. So again, you at home be aware, and of course we already had this discussion about the difference between uyohusa and ulihoja, and how that's used. And so I believe this was Miss Kathy, and I think in her mind, I think she chose to use the word uyohusa because these animals, even though they were animals, they're talking and they're acting like people. So in her head,
they can relate it.
Yeah, So again, you know, it really is very personal, the languages, you know, and how they interact with it, and how the pictures appear in their head.
Yeah,
you
they're
know.
pretty descriptive, you know, of things.
Very descriptive. Kind of paints a picture in your head what's going on, doesn't it? All right, the next one says, got that picture. I love that picture. Gog, gi, go, uni, who caught the blood? Gog, gi, go, right? Gig, uni, how would you say who caught the blood?
Gog. Gania.
Gania. Gania. Okay. Aya udane ajat. Me said the fish. Usti unawed aktana. I used a little bowl, right? Now, do you use that word unawed for bowl, or do you use a different word? I've heard a different word, but I can't think of it.
Let's see. Now, I can't think of the word. I can't think of another word that's that. Okay.
So you would use unawed.
Unawed.
Unawed. Okay. Usti unawed aktana.
Or you could say unawed ateldo.
Oh yeah, yes, ateldo. And that's kind of like, that could be like kind of like
a dish
plate
that's a bowl.
too, right?
Yeah. Unawed would mean a deeper dish.
Oh yeah, okay. And then geek, aginiya, aginiya. And how would you say I caught the blood?
Geek aginiya,
Oh, aginiya. Okay. So same there. Good. Okay, this one. Gog utlust Gotlust Gesty. Oh, okay. Gog Gotlust Gesty. Gotlust is like that was the word that they came up for a shroud. I think it's like something that's wrapped around. Gotlust. And I was talking to the people about, because I'm sure probably a lot of them have never been to an old time funeral or an old time wake, but even when I was young, like when they would bring the bodies to the home, they would cover with like a lace, like a
to cover
cover, do you remember?
Yes.
But I haven't seen that in a long time.
No.
But I remember it.
Yeah.
And so even though we don't use these utlust anymore, I think we still have a piece of that when we cover the face like that. Okay, so Gog utlust Gotlust Gesti, who will make the
cover.
The cover, yeah, the cover. Ja, udane dok. Now to you, dok, doka, is it this kind of June bug or is it the green one?
The green one, I think.
Dok. Yeah, you think about the green June bug. Yeah. Not this little brown one. Now, do you have a different word for this kind of June bug?
I don't. They just use dokan, for both of them.
Yeah, for both. Yeah. Yeah, and they both are June bugs. So doka, ast ale yug octana, with my needle and thread.
Young astana octana.
Octana.
Needles young.
Yeah, yug. And that can also be a fork. Or an awl, right? Now, could you use a nail? Yes, a nail. Anything that you can
puncture with or
poke, right? like maybe like an ice pick.
Ice pick.
Unistal yug.
Gatisdotter.
Yeah. So utlust Gotlust Gesti. I will
be making it.
I'll be making the cover.
Gotlust
Gest. All right. Then the next one said Gag Gani Saha Uskos Gest. Oh, okay, I know what this is now. Gag Gani Saha Askos Gesti. Ja udane uguk. Kodest octana Gaskos Gest Ganisa. So Gog Ganisa, the grave, Ganisa, right?
Ganisa,
Askos Gest, they're gonna dig it.
Dig it,
right? So who's gonna dig the grave? Ja udane uguk. Me said the owl.
Owl.
Yeah. Now, what kind of owl is uguk to you? Is it the horned owl, or is it the barn owl, or the? Because I know we have different words for owls, and different people use them for different things.
Uguk, it's just a barn owl, I guess, a regular.
A barn owl. And then wahoo. What kind of owl is that?
Wahoo is a screech owl.
A screech owl. Okay. And then what about the skili?
Skili. I guess it just refers to all of them. Skili, it's just a general word.
Okay.
It's not a particular owl or anything.
Okay. So if you saw this owl right here, what would you call it?
I would just say uguk.
Uguk. Okay. So, and then kodest octana. I use my shovel or spade, and of course we talked about those people that have the last name Spade. That's the word, right? In Cherokee. Kodest. And then Gaskos Gest, Ganisa. I'm gonna dig the grave.
Grave.
Right? Would you say that any different?
No.
No.
No. Or you could say ganiso the goskos, like I'm going to dig the grave.
The goskos.
Gos,
The goskos. Okay, and then this says, Gog al Jadonha, Gog al Jadonha Skige Sesti, who will be the preacher. Aya Udane Kog, me said the crow. Juhagego Whale Octana, with the Bible.
Bible.
Jil Jadonha Skige Sesti. I will be the preacher. Jil Jadonha Ski.
Or you could say I digalija don.
Say that again.
I digalija don.
Digalija don.
I'm going to preach.
I'm going to preach.
Yeah.
Digalija don. And that word to preach is, I mean, it means to preach, but does it mean anything else? I mean,
no, it just means that they're the ones that's preaching. I'm the one that's preaching.
Okay. All right. And then this one says Gog digohueliski gesesti. So who's going to be the one that writes, right? Or the clerk or secretary. Secretary digohueliski. Aya udane noxi. Noxi, the little meadowlark.
Meadowlark.
And I had been told that they called it they called it noxi from when he flies and his tail goes out like that. There's a little white star on the back of his tail. That's what I had been told. So, tla you'll seek yik, if it's not dark.
You'll see ganyik.
You'll see ganyik. Yeah, if it's not dark. Same thing. Yeah, same. Yeah. Digoeliski gesest. I will be the writer, secretary, clerk. Yeah. Then this one, Gog Askoniski. Oh, Gog Askoniski gesest. Who's going to be the crier or the mourner?
Askoni.
Yeah. Yeah, Askoniski gesest. Aya udane gul diskon.
Gule diskoni.
Yeah, is that how you say the gule diskoni? And that means he's crying for acorns, right? Or is that how you would translate that, or would you translate
Gule
it?
diskoni. That's acorn. Cry for acorn or mourn for acorn.
Mourning for him, yeah. Because really, like the word like to cry, like when the tears come down, that's a different word, right? Adlo. Adlohi. Yeah. Ostinel Gisconi. Gisconi. I'm mourning my spouse.
Spouse or husband.
Yeah,
or,
one that lives with me.
Yeah.
Ostinel.
Yes.
That one that lives with me. Gisconi gesesti. I will be the one who mourns. That's a good word. I like that. That gisconi. Gisconi. Now, would you say just gisconi or gisconi?
Gisconi. Aya the gisconi. I said I'm the one that's going to mourn. But aya the gisconi. And you could say it like that.
Di gisconi. Okay. Okay, so this is new. So all the rest of that we've gone through before. This is new. So I will read through super slow, and I'm going to have to put my glasses on because I can't see without them anymore. Okay, so this first is a ga go. U yo hu sa ga le do ti a la tline gesti Okay. Ahla
Atlaniga hesti.
yeah, Ahlanine.
Gaga hesti.
Ahlanine.
Huh? Trying to. Atlaniga hesti.
Yeah. Who's? I think they're gonna. Oh no, I think it's Carrie. Who's gonna carry the uyo husa galedot, the casket? How do you say casket?
Just the galado to husan. That's what they.
Galeto. Okay. Yeah. Uyo husa galeto. So this says, who's going to carry the casket? How would you say that?
God, the ganido uyo husan, or you could say God. That need, or just one person, I guess it's saying
Yeah,
that now.
it's
Just God, the ganido uyo husan.
Adlatlini. So this word adlatlini gesti, what is that to you?
Atlaniga hesti. Probably somebody like strong. Atlaniga.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Atlatlini gesti. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Aya udane tawod. You'll just quit. You'll. Okay, I think that's. Okay. Yeah, udane tawod. Oh, okay. I see. I see what's happened here. I think maybe that has happened. Okay. Yeah, udane tawod. Tawod, of course, is a hawk.
Hawk.
Right there, and then you'll da quat. Oh, you'll da quat. Yigesti. If it's not all night, I think it's what.
Wasn't a guess. Ujada was all night.
Ujada
Wasn't a guess on
Okay. You'll judge what negation you guessed. Okay, or you guessed. So if it's not all night,
he would do it all night.
I think he's probably like me. It's like, I don't have to do it all night long. I'll do it, but uyo husa galetot g latine guest g latine guest. That's hard for me to say for some reason. And so, how would you say I would carry I will carry. I'm going to carry the casket.
The gene the galando thing. You could say that too, or you could say the gene no we done or something.
Oh yeah.
You're going to carry it.
Okay.
The gene no we done galando.
Okay. Yeah. So and then this G latline gesti that to you that's it's kind of related to the word strong, right? Yeah, utlinige. That makes sense. Okay, so so that's our reading practice for today. Now, our other lesson for the rest of the we're learning about tojuwa sikwani together, and so we'll just go through and we'll stop and talk about some things. So. This one says, "Hiyolegish hiska askai ayetli jigadog." Do you know the man that's standing in the middle? Right. Ayet jigadog
in the middle. Yeah.
Is there a different way you would say that, or is it?
No, hiyolegish ayet jigadog. Yeah, that the only way.
So do you know this man? Okay, in the standing in the middle. Neolegan yik Redbird Smith do don't Would you say Niole Gunyik, or would you say Hiole Nigesanyik?
Yeah,
Which one would you
either
say?
way, Hiolig Nigesanyik, Redbird Smith, do, don't we?
Do
Yeah.
don't it? So you would do it that
That
way.
way,
But you've heard
Or you
Niole
could say
Gunyik.
Neoli Gunyik, Redbird Smith, do, don't.
Okay. So either way,
Like it could be like now. I mean, if you don't know him now,
right?
that's,
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know him now, this is who he is. Okay. Good. Yeah. We had a really good discussion about this this way of saying uwodu negesanyik if it's not pretty or you know and so we had a really good discussion about about that structure, I guess we could say, about the way of saying, well, if it's not this, then it's blah blah blah, and then go on with whatever. Okay. Toju wa sinquinid do don't Cherokee Cherokee. So in Cherokee, his name Toju wa sinquinid was Redbird Smith. Sita ojali helega hin jusked oskaya. He's this we still honor this important man. Is that how you would translate that? Sita ojali helega hin jusked oskaya.
Yeah, Askaya.
Let's see how close we were here. We're still grateful. Okay. I see.
Important man,
Yeah, Jules Gate Oscar. Sagu iagayo channel sko hig skohe udehne doju wasikuni. So sagu iagayo 1,000. Channel Skoetsko, Higskohe, 850. 1850. Udene Tochua Sikwani. He was born, right? 1850. Now, I know other speakers that instead of saying 1,850, they would just say, like 1850. I mean, how would you do it this way, or would you do it?
Like 1850. Neladu Hitskon.
Hitskon, yeah. Neladu Hitskon. Just 1850. So just like in English.
Neladu Hitskon, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I've known other speakers that they do it that way too. And to me that's way easier because I have a hard time remembering that Iyakayo can mean 100, or can mean 1,000. Because of course I first learned Agayo as like an old lady, like an elderly person, Agayo.
You can say Sagriel Chanel Hitskon.
Okay. So. Yeah, so they're just like in English. There are different ways to say dates, and we do the same thing in Cherokee. So you can say Neladu Higskohe or Soiagayo Chanel Higskohe, which is a bigger mouthful. So just be aware, learners, that there's more than one way to skin a cat, and either way that you do it, they're going to know what you mean. All right. Kochik guye goni kochik guye goni sonela du sine ojali hele gon udeti yiska. So today July 19th we celebrate his birthday. Klaskin do yogan do udetiiska, but we don't really know
the exact date.
Yeah, so that's what that means to do. Tlaskin do yogan do detiska. Is there any other way you would say that, or does that make perfect sense? Okay. So today we celebrate his birthday on July 19th, but we don't know exactly
what day.
And you know, of course, back in those days, people didn't keep track of that kind of stuff. I remember my granny, she was born in 1889, and we always celebrated her birthday in August, but we never knew exactly what day she was born on. And did you have like grandparents like that, or did they know?
They didn't really. I don't think they really know the exact date. You know, they may know the year, but not the date. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know like for those of you who may be going through and doing genealogy research or something like that, you'll find that in census records and things like that. Sometimes the years don't always match up because they know, you know, I mean, they know about when they were born, you know, but time was different. They thought about it different then, you know, it wasn't as important as it is today, you know. I had always been told by one of his grandchildren that they chose this July 19th because Toju Sikwanid had a really good friend who was Aganakes. He was a doctor.
Oh, good doctor.
A Yoneg, you know, and but he was really good friends with Toju Sikwanid, and they were born about the same time, and his birthday was July 19th. So they just started celebrating both of their birthdays together, and then eventually that became what we celebrate today, you know, and so Toju Sikwanid Udeti Yiska Yunulstan. Toju Sikwanid Udeti Yiska Yunulstan Ani Keduwagi Ani Yawiya Gatio Anegon.
Gatio Anegon. They go to the grounds.
The grounds, yeah. So when Toju Sikwanid's birthday happens, Yunulstan Ani Keduwagi Ani Yawiya Gatio Anegon. The Ketuas or the traditional Cherokees, they go to the grounds. Gadoke Tojuwa Sikwanid Uskejik. Why is he important, right? Is there any?
No, or you could say those. So why? Gado uste. See. Yeah, I guess that would just be. I can't think of another way to say it.
Yeah,
so do you sick when eat scared or something? You know that.
Tojuwa Udo Pig Smith do don't. His father's name was Pig Smith. Sikwanid Jalagika do don't. In Cherokee it was Sikwanid, which means like a young pig, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now here's something I want to spend a little time and talk about. Only Smith ani yone do don't. Now, only that's the last.
At last.
Smith ani yone do don't. It was named do no
Yonega do no Smith. Yeah.
So they gave him the last name Smith. The white last name Smith. Have you ever heard the word woot for somebody's last name? Woot. To refer to like Catcher Woot. His last name is Catcher. Have you ever heard that?
Okay, his last name is Catcher would be Diganisk. And Woot. But most times that Wustelta. Wuustelta is last name, you know.
Yeah.
Wuustelta.
Wuustelta. Yeah. And then I've heard also people just use the word Oni, which just means last. Right?
Oni. But most time it's Wuustelta.
Wuustelta.
Kadoos Wuustelta. You know,
Yeah.
what is your last name?
And would you say, when you're asking somebody, would you say Wijastelta or would you say Wuustelta?
Kadoos Wuustelta. Wuustelta.
Wijastelta. Okay. Oni Smith ani yoneg do no ase gotlana unski jagese yusti. He used to be because ase gotlana unski. He was a blacksmith. Jagese yusti. And this Gotlana Unski, that's somebody who makes things, right? I like that word, Gotlana Unski. How do you say?
Gotlanhask.
Gotlanhask. Ashe Gotlanhaski, Jagese Yusti. So they gave him that name Smith because he was a blacksmith. Tojuwa Uji Lizzie Hildebrand do don't his mother's name was Lizzie Hildebrand. Ijul Achalaki Ale Aterche Kese. She was both Achalak Ale Aterche in German. Aterche. She was German or Dutch. One of the either way. And of course there's not people don't agree on whether. Well, Jalaki wet die stosk dalustane oh Lizzie udod. Okay, I see what's going on. Jalaku wet die stoski dalustane Lizzie udod. Her father was a miller.
A mill or grinder, yeah.
In Talakuwet, in the old place. Yeah, in old Cherokee place. So, and again, people don't agree. It's not entirely sure who Lizzie Hildebrand's people were, whether she was full-blood Cherokee, whether she was mixed, you know. But according to some documents, they said that her father was a Dutch diestosk. He was a miller. So, Ichul Jukayelike Uwete Chalaki Nandaneha do no he hune. So Ijul, both Jugayelike, both parents, Uwetichalaki, Nandaneha, the old Cherokee ways, right? Do no he hune. They believed. Is that like they believed or they followed or?
Do no he hune, yeah.
Do no he hune.
They believed the old way, the old.
They believed, okay. They believed in the old
Cherokee ways.
Way. Okay. His father
was a medicine
man. Now, I've heard other words for different kinds of medicine people. Do you know? Or to me, this is the most common.
Didonhawisk, that's common word. I mean, that's what I've heard all my life. Didonhawisk, Achaleka, Didonhawisk.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard other people say that there are different words for, like, say somebody who just uses like plants, you know, as opposed to somebody who, you know.
And then there's a word if they were mean, Didonhesesk.
Yes.
That's a mean one.
Yeah,
you know,
I've heard that too.
Hurt people.
Yeah, the ones that do bad. I've heard that too. Didonhawisk. Gay San Udod. Of course, used to, a long time ago, there were a lot more people who knew and did those things. But today, there aren't as many.
No, and usually there was written in Cherokee books, and sometimes it's passed on to, I heard it, to next gen, whoever they pick to be the replacement. They passed the books on to them so they could be the
to use them, to use, and those books are very important, But I have also always been told that in order to be the Danawisk, you have to be able to talk Cherokee. And of course, you got to be able, if you got a book, you got to be able to read it too, So of course, if you're a speaker, learning to read and write is not. It's a doable task, because you can already speak. So it's just learning what the little squiggles represent. And
also, I think, in my mind, I think whoever they were prepared from the child or from birth to be, that one.
I know, different people have talked about, and they say, if somebody is chosen to do that, they start from birth. And they're doctored right from the get-go to be able to remember those things and to prepare their spirits to be that way, and that it was not just something that anybody and everybody. And of course, I think nowadays a lot of people want to do that. They want to be that. But I think to older folks who've grown up around it, they know.
I think you have to be culturally instilled. I mean, you have to have grew up, in the culture to have the feel or know the people or what.
Right. Well, and it's a big burden because it's a service to the people, because when people come to you at 3 o'clock in the morning. You come to your house, you have to get up and do what's
take care of them.
Yeah, do what and so it's not just it's a service. It's a burden. I don't really want to say it's a burden, but it is. I mean,
Yeah. You have to be want to do it. I mean, you have to be a willing person to get up and do that.
And be like selfless, to really do that for your community when folks show up, any hour of the day, call you, message you, show up at your house, a lot of times, you just get you just get in the car and you go. You don't even call ahead or you just show up. And somehow a lot of times they know, they'll be waiting.
Yeah.
So, his dad was a missionary. Okay. So he Didana Whiskey Gaysen Udod New Day Nurse Dojuwa. Oh, New Day Nurse Dojuwa when he was born.
New Day
Nurse Dojuwa when he was born. Nikayoleke Dina Whiskey. The old medicine men, right?
They were doctored.
The old doctors. Unino Sele, they told Siquanid Tojuwa Didatine he was going to lead, right?
Didatine
he was going to become a leader. Tlaskin he hest Nigalstana, but he wouldn't be alive. He hest Nigalstana.
He hest Nigalstana means whoever the old people, if they're if they're still alive when that happens. And
Yeah,
you know,
he
well,
wouldn't.
there's
He wouldn't
live
live
lived
when
in
it.
it.
Be alive when he when.
When he become the medicine
Yes.
man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So nutena tochuwa anikayeleke dini na whisky uni no sele sikwanid tojuwa di datine he ni da gaustani sa ni da
He was
gaustani
going to become a leader. Yeah.
He was gonna become a leader. Tlaskin he has ni gaustana. It wasn't, but he wasn't going to be live.
When that happened, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, we got it right. Yeah, look at us. It's like we know something in it.
Juwa would become captain.
Yeah. And I've heard, like today, nowadays at Gatillo, they use the word ugowi or something like that. But I was looking through old Kituwa records and stuff, and back in Redbird's time, they called them didatine. They called them leaders or captain. That's a word for. Yeah, didatine. That's what they called them rather than ugowi. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Sikwanid unasa agusa sami. Oh, agusa sami tojuwa udehyoti. Udehyoti. Sukanid unasa. He asked, right?
He asked or sent.
Yeah.
Sent.
Agusa sami. Creek
Creek
Sam.
Sam.
Tojuwa udehyodi. Udehyod. To teach him, right?
Agayoti. Yeah.
Agayoti. Udehyoti. Either way, right? Or agayoti.
Agayoti.
Agayoti. They asked Creek Sam to teach Tojuwa. Okay. All right. Good. Anochi ayawe ya gese agusa sami. Creek Sam was a Nachi Indian. Anochi ayawe ya. Nachi Indian. Oh, couldn't get it to work. So Creek Sam, okay. Gese. Would you say gese or gese?
Gese.
Gese.
Was. Gese. It's past.
Yeah. All right. So we're just about out of time, but I've really enjoyed having you here with us, and it's been really helpful to have you to talk through things and to help us understand a little bit about these things. We have about a minute left. Is there anything that you would like to share, or something that kind of struck you as we were kind of going through what we've done so far?
Flaha. The God Orsi.
It's all right.
Awesome.
All right. So from all of us here at RSU TV, I just want to say wadon and don dago honey. You want to say anything?
The dog on him. What on?